You gotta show the river.
Look like a crazy woman.
You gotta see the river. Oh, there's the bridge. Is that good?
Yeah,
Oh, we died.
Hi guys, I'm here on the Wabash River, and we're looking at birds, learning history. I've learned a lot, actually.
It is 98 degrees out.
So one of the first things that we talked about was basically how they measure the river stage.
Right.
You can go on the National Weather Service and, you know, click of a button, look at the river stage, but there's actually something called a sonar.
Sonar system.
And it basically goes down and measures the water levels, but there's kind of an interesting thing to that.
1911, the water levels were established, and so when we started our trip from Fairbanks Park up, we went underneath, I still call it National Road Bridge, but I think it's called 150. The eastbound bridge, there's a device on there, it's a sonar system. And that sonar is sending a beam down onto the water level constantly. And that's measuring in real time the distance between the sonar and the water level. So today it was 7 feet when we left. This morning I was out on the river, it was like 9 feet. So the river's been dropping a lot. So the level right now is 7 feet. And what that means is it's not 7 feet deep right there. It's probably about 4 feet deep at that spot, but that's an arbitrary number.
At a spot where it's 40 feet deep, and then we were at another spot where it's 4 feet.
Right behind us is as deep as 54 feet, right back there. And so right now is probably where we're drifting, maybe 6 feet right here.
Yeah.
But what's really wild is there's a marker on the bridge back here that was put there probably in the early 1900s, and that has the level.
Yeah.
And when you look at the level that's published each day from the USGS site, and you subtract 2, because when they installed this, they raised it by 2 feet. I don't know why, but it matches with this.
Yeah.
And so they used to record the levels by standing on the bank, seeing what the water was at on that indicator, and there it was. So that's pretty cool.
Well, the interesting thing that you told me was they started, I don't know where they started, but they went 500 miles upriver and used poles to measure the original river, levels, which is really cool.
Started at where the Wabash exits into the Ohio River, we call those confluences, and walked all the way up the river, measuring as they went along at each bank and then in the middle, and then put that data together to establish the water levels. So for a lot of us that run the river, we like to see a number of 9 feet. 9 feet used to be 7 feet. That means that we can run safely without hitting trees like that, that we're getting ready to float into.
Look at that. Tour guide Brendan. All right.
I mean, it's moving fast.
It's moving fast. Oh, look at that.
So we've got a new location
We
now
repositioned.
because we almost hit the bridge. River life, you should not text and boat or video and boat.
No.
So it's just wild. What do you see right there?
Sand.
Sand. So it's 54 feet deep right here, and you go about 60, 70 feet that way, there's sand. So there's bottom. And then you've got 16 feet and then there. But you'll also see fish flipping around. What you're seeing is not necessarily silver carp, which are the ones that we saw earlier jumping.
Yep.
You're seeing gar, you're seeing common carp and grass carp. They like to hang out in this section, and when the trains go by, was shocking, a lot of trains come through here, they will get moving around and then they just kind of flip.
So then the other thing that I learned today on the river was the fact of how they tried to basically stop erosion with trash. Basically, old cars. We saw a bathtub.
Yep. You saw the bathtub. I've been out here for 30-something years, and I've never seen that bathtub.
I got a good eye.
And then you found it.
How about that?
What I do is I go out and I look at erosion issues, and we can see over here. You and I got to see a lot of look like good trees with leaves that have fallen into the river. And a way that they used to control the banks from eroding away, from washing away, was they would put heavy objects along there. So what you got to see was cars.
And tires.
Yes. Up in near Tecumseh at Kearns Landing, I like to point that out. That area has along the bank there, which would be the west bank, cars all in there, and the bank hasn't moved, so it worked. When it gets lower, you'll see Volkswagen.
Oh, there's a bathtub.
Well, that's a good one. That's a cast iron bathtub.
That's a, We got the bed of a truck.
Other areas where they built levees in that same section, they would dig trenches with bulldozers, and then they would take buses and trucks and big vehicles, put them in that trench, and then take earth, material, aggregate, put it on top of those buses, and that's how they built levees. So
Wow.
a lot of these levees along here have vehicles in the center of them. Isn't that wild?
How long ago were they doing that?
70s.
Okay.
In the 70s, that was a thing, and it was actually promoted. The government says, hey, this is a good way to do it.
Huh.
The same thing with taking tires, old tires, and stringing them up with wire cable and putting them along the bank. That was a way to help. But you got to see that too, all the tires in there, and somebody needs to give that train some oil.
Yeah.
But yeah,
WD-40 maybe. So we were talking about kind of the cleanliness of, and how healthy, you know, bacteria-wise, healthy bacteria. So learned a lot, but it's always good to just get out.
the river's not dirty. I mean, there's stuff in there. What you're seeing is a little bit of sediment, but we're also seeing a lot of good stuff, a lot of living organisms that the fish eat. And you got to see mussels.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and mussels.
It's a good sign,
it's
guys.
a good sign. And why are mussels a good sign? Let's see how you did.
Because they're eating the bacteria, and they're able to live off of the bacteria that's in the water.
We'll give you that, yeah. So if the water's polluted, then the stuff that they eat is not.
It's going to kill them.
It's going to kill them, yeah, because there's nothing for them to eat.
What else were we talking about?
It's so hot. I mean, why is it so hot? You're the weather expert. Why is it so hot?
We've got a high pressure system sitting over us.
I have no idea what that means.
We've got a heat dome sitting over us.
I get it.
It's summertime.
Yes. Yeah.
Summer equinox.
My dome is cooked. Can I just talk for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do the cut so then you can know where to go. So last year in June 15th of 2025, the river level was at 15 feet. And I know this because we were doing a study on the water levels. And what was weird is this year it was almost the exact same level, a little higher. If you go back to 5 years prior to that, it makes me nervous when those fish flip around. If you go to the 5 years prior to that, it was less than 4 feet.
Wow.
And then so to me, that means 2 feet based off what we talked about with how the level is done. When it gets to that 2 foot level, we're not seeing water from the surface, which by the way, 2/3 of Indiana's surface can ultimately drain into the Wabash River. You got to see Lost Creek and Otter Creek. So water hits those hard and that comes into here. There's several creeks along here. But so those are all contributing factors. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to rain right here to raise it. It can rain up in your neck of the woods, Lafayette area, Tippecanoe County, Chicago, and that'll affect this area. But a concern that I have is we've been carrying these years of low rivers and high temperatures. I've accepted the fact that today's probably my last day of driving the boat this year because on Saturday the level is predicted to be 4 feet,
which is actually
2 feet. Oh, is this just? Do you think this is how it's going to be from now on, or you got an inside line? What do you think?
Well, it's interesting because we seem to battle two things. We seem to battle droughts the same time that we battle floods in the same year. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Or it's switches off. So just like this June we had so many tornadoes. May we had 0.
That was weird.
Yeah. So it's hard to, but that's the difference between weather and climatology, and looking at where our climate is going versus how our weather is reacting to the climate.
Weather's in real time. Climatology is what can happen.
And looking
is that right?
Yeah.
You know, rivers change. Rivers move. It's what they do. This river is not constant. It's constant over here where we're getting ready to go by a wall that was built in the 1800s for steamboats. But you know, what's on the backside is that scoured out. This bridge that we're getting ready to
it all
hit.
ebbs and flows.
Yeah, all these snags get caught up in here,
Yeah.
and that affects the water level.
Okay.
Yeah, should we stop and avoid hitting the bridge? I don't. You
Facts
smell that?
About the Wabash
What,
River.
is that why you want to quit?
Yeah.
There's got to be
if
something
you know
dead
any
in
fun
there.
facts about the Wabash River, comment them below. There we go.
That was good.
Good talk.
You want to see if we hit it?
Thanks for. Let's see. Are we gonna hit
We're
it, you
pretty
guys?
close.
I feel like we are. Yep. We've got. Look, we missed.
We missed. I have it. I want to get a picture Can you hand me my phone now? We're good. Yeah, hand me my phone, because I'm going to get a picture.